For this lesson, we'll be looking at an advanced function called macro. In Excel, macro is a way to automate tasks and perform series of actions with a single command. Macros is a set of instructions. These instructions can include commands to perform various tasks such as formatting data, calculations, data manipulation, or interacting with other Microsoft applications. Let's take a look at how you can work with macro. The macro is found in the Developer tab of Excel. If you're using Excel for the first time, you might see the Developer tab or not. For my Excel, I don't have the Developer tab yet. It's located simply at the menu bar here. Now, let's try to bring up the Developer tab so we can start working with the macro. To do that, you click on the file, click on Options. Now you click on Customize Ribbon. This page might look confusing to you, but you don't have to worry about that. Just follow the steps and you'll get it right. Under the Customize the Ribbon, click on the Developer. These are all the tabs you have available: the Home, Insert, the Page Layout, and others. Now we need the Developer tab, so click on it to bring it up. Now click OK. And here you have it. The Developer tab is out. To work with the macro, just as explained, macro makes work easier. It's very useful when automating tasks. Let's say, for example, we have this data which consists of first name, last name, gender, and loan balance of these customers. So say, for example, you get this data every month, and your duty is to update those who are still owing by highlighting them. Instead of doing this manually every month, you can simply use the macro function to get this done automatically. Let's see how you can apply that. First, you hit the record macro. This is going to record every changes you make on this data. Click on the record macro, give it a name, loan, balance, payment. I use underscore to divide each word because the macro name does not allow spaces in between each word. Now you click OK. It has started recording. So whatever changes you make here is going to record it. Now what we want to do is indicate those who are still owing by highlighting them with red. Remember your formatting class. To format this, you click on Conditional Formatting. Now you click on Highlight Cells. What condition do we want to use? We want to highlight the cells that are greater than 0. That means if your balance is greater than 0, that means you're still owing. So we want to highlight those that are owing. Now you click on greater than 0 is the condition. Now we are filling it with dark red. Now click OK. And you have it. Everybody owing is highlighted in red. So those who are not owing are still there, but in black. And also they are not highlighted. Come back to your Developer tab and click on Stop Recording. If you want to keep doing any changes that you know is consistent every month, keep doing it. The macro will keep recording it. When you're done making every changes, simply hit Stop Recording. It has automatically saved this process. Now, whenever you have a new data, you don't have to come back and start formatting. You just have to apply the macro. Let's see how you can apply the macro to this data. This is the macro we just created, the loan balance payment. Let's have this data. This is a fresh data we got for the month. Now you just want to apply the same thing we did previously, but you don't want to start formatting it yourself. Now, to use the macro, simply click on macro. Now just click run. And automatically within seconds, the formatting has changed, highlighting those who are owing. You can try to make this fancy by adding a button. There are different ways to apply the macro to your data. You can either come to the macro here and click on run, or you can insert a button. Now you click on insert, click on button, select the button. Now what name do you want to give this button? You simply select the loan balance payment, which is the macro we created a few minutes ago. Click on OK. So whenever you hit this button, it automatically applies the steps. Let's try this for a fresh data set. Let's say we have this fresh data set for the next month, and we want to highlight those who are still owing. You simply come to your developer and you insert, highlight. Now you click on the loan balance payment, click OK. Now once you hit this button, it automatically applies the steps for you. You don't need to come to conditional formatting and start setting the rules again. Now this can be very helpful for various types of activities. You can use it for calculations. When you want to automate calculations, you can use it for formatting. You can also use it to apply different types of functions. Maybe when you want to generate emails, remember what we did for the concatenation when we generated emails for the staff members. Let's look at another use case of macro. Let's say, for example, you work in a university and every semester new students come in, and your job is to create an official email address for these students using their first name and last name and the school domain as their email address. In this case, you have thousands of students. You don't want to start using the same process over and over again to create an email for them. You can simply use macros to fix this, such that every semester, when you get a new data, you just have to apply the macros function on the new data and you have all the email address generated. To do this, you start by recording your macro. So you click on Record Macro. Remember that each command you perform will be saved in the macro, so that once you click on Run, it's going to replay that same procedure on the next data. Let's start. The name of our macro is Student Data. It is recording already. That's why you see Stop Recording. So once we finish, we can click on Stop Recording. Now, let's create an email for this student. We use the concatenate function to create an email by joining the first name and the last name at the school domain. Now, equal to concatenate. The first text is the first name, comma. We are using period in between the first and the second name. Refer to the concatenation class if you don't remember how to do this. Comma, Halpat, which is the second name, comma, at Chester University.com. Now you close the bracket and you enter. This automatically gives Jim Halpat an email address, jimhalpat@chesteruniversity.com. To do this for the other names, you simply use your drag and drop. But before we do the drag and drop, let's apply this one more time. Equals to concatenate. Select the first name, Homer. The delimiter we're using is a period. The next name, Homer. At Esther University.com. Close the bracket, enter. Now we have it here for Pam Basley. Now let's drag and drop to fill the other cells. And here we have it. We have email address for these 9 students. Now let's say for the new semester, we have a new set of students and you want to repeat the same process by creating an email address for them. You don't want to go through the process of concatenating the first name and the last name again. All you have to do is to apply the macros we already saved. Simply come to your macro. The macro we want to use is the student's data. Just simply click on Run and you have it. Automatically, an email address has been created for all of the students. Using these examples, you should be able to understand how the macro works. You can try more use cases of the macro and see if you understand it better. Now to save this workbook, simply go to File, click Save, choose any folder. Ensure to save this as a macro-enabled workbook. This way, when next you open the file, the macro will be enabled. If you choose to save with the Excel workbook, when next you open the file, you have to re-enable the macro. So simply select the macro-enabled workbook. Now click Save.